Welcome to day 2 of student government election debates. My name is Mila, and as publisher of the Tartan, I have the honor of hosting day 2 of the election debates. Big thanks to cmuTV and MediaTek for helping out again, and for Elections Board for co-hosting this event. I'm going to give you a basic outline of what we're going to do today. I'm going to begin with VPO debates, and we'll start with general questions, and then I'm going to ask some candidate-specific questions. And after that, I'll open up the floor to audience questions. Like yesterday, just come up to the mic, take a seat over there in line if you're waiting. Candidates, please leave your responses to 2 minutes only. And then after that, we'll move on to SBVPF. And you'll come up and I'll ask just some candidate-specific questions since it's uncontested, and then we'll open it up to audience. So let's begin with introductions. Each of you can introduce yourself. Keep it at 3 minutes, please, and we'll just start with you. Ooh.
Hi, my name is Varun Deshpande, and I'm running for Student Body Vice President for Organizations. I want to say thank you to the Tartan for organizing these debates and cmuTV for filming them, and to all of you, obviously, for coming out. And secondly, I want to apologize to all 3 of the above groups for not having my platform and my website up earlier. It was actually, well, it's a little selfish in the context of these debates, but it was actually something of a campaign device that I'm using to have a lot of information go out immediately over the next 3 days and see how it works. So the 5 pillars of my platform are really initiatives that I think are practical, essential, and very achievable over the next 1 year. The Student Body Vice President for Organizations is a position that's been, well, it's a very new position. This is only the 2nd year, and it's been positioned very strongly by Aaron Gross. A lot of things have been tried out in the last year, and I think this platform is focused on 5 things that can be achieved in the upcoming year and building on things that have been done in the past year. So the first thing I want to talk about, because, well, this is really one of the main parts of what the VPO does, is chairing COSO, which is the Committee on Student Organizations. So one thing that's been a problem in COSO over the past year, and which I've talked to Aaron about, has been training. And there hasn't been enough time for the representative to be trained and to know exactly all the responsibilities they have in terms of contracts, knowing departments, knowing people, knowing the ways in which they have to deal with organizations before they get started. So the timeline for choosing COSO would be that I would get that done by, say, well, I have here May 15th, and we would start immediately with training by the end of the summer. What I have in mind is to have sort of online training modules which would work in the way that, say, well, this is not a very good example, but in the way that alcohol EDU functions, which is basically that you would have some kind of deliverable by the end of it, in that you would answer a question. So already when the reps come back in the fall, they have a lot of knowledge about this, and then we would have some more training in the fall, one-on-one with the VPO, and then we would start off with COSO's work. In addition to that, one of the big problems that COSO has had, and which organization leaders have intimated to me, has been sort of communication with COSO reps. And, well, I envision COSO reps to be, in addition to being advocates for the organizations, to being something like, well, customer service representatives. And when I say customer service representatives, think JetBlue, not American Airlines. Aaron liked that one. Anyway, in all seriousness, COSO reps should be eminently accessible. They should always be willing to answer their email immediately, because that's been a problem recently. So what I want to do is, and this sounds kind of trivial, but you'll see that it is something that will really help, is I want to formalize this in committing to organizations that COSO reps will respond to their emails within 48 hours, and they will meet with organizations at least twice per semester, and that'll be formalized. Well, the reason for this is that we want student organization leaders to really be comfortable with their COSO reps and to know them very well. In addition, there are other internal efficiency issues with COSO that I sort of want to take care of, in terms of like the new recognition application. In the few COSO sessions that I attended, the new recognition application came up, and it's something that needs to be revamped, etc. So things like that. The second part of my platform is, well, the media screens, which Aaron has worked on extensively. The main payoff for me with the media screens would be that at the end of the entire setting up of the network, they would generate an events calendar. And I want to market this heavily to organizations to ensure that there's enough buy-in, because this events calendar could really be a very valuable resource for organizations to have students come to their events, etc. So that is the main part of the media screens initiative for me. Thirdly, I'd like to talk about helping organizations transition, because this is something that also came up in my meeting with organization leaders. Student activities already has transition training, which is compulsory, and it also has sort of more maybe ad hoc, but also scheduled sessions, which are events geared at providing organization leaders with specific skills that would also be very critical to their functioning effectively. I believe that what is already in place with these training sessions is very good. I've been to a few of the sessions, and unfortunately, the attendance is not very high, even though the initial interest in such training was very high. So I believe that this needs to be marketed very heavily to student organizations, and I would work extensively with student activities to ensure that this is done. And another part of my initiative with transitions would be to work with alumni relations to ensure that student organization leaders really are able to be connected to their alumni, not only for funding, but also so that they view their alumni as resources of institutional memory, etc., which would help them transition more effectively.
Great. Can you wrap it up?
All right. Well, I'm not sure if this is the last of 5. Well, it's the 4th of 5. But I think this is one of the most crucial issues that's going to face this office in the upcoming years. And I think we really need to set in stone things that would help the VPO deal with this issue, and that is space. Space management is pretty crucial in the coming years, and it's already pretty crucial because there are a bunch of inefficiencies with renting space, etc., that need to be studied. A lot of work has already been done by Aaron in looking into UCAB, and there have been a bunch of changes made to UCAB. Next year, it's going to be standing subcommittee of student government, etc., which are all excellent changes. I would look to expand upon these changes, continue to work on studying inefficiencies along with student activities and the hub to ensure that overbooked spaces, underutilized spaces are utilized more effectively.
Sorry to cut you off before your last point. Hopefully we can reach it in the questions part. Sure. So Will, you're up next, and it's 3 minutes.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for the Tartan and cmuTV for making all of this possible. I'm Will Zhang, a junior computer science major running for vice president for organizations. I'm currently serving my 3rd year in Student Senate, my 2nd on the Committee on Student Organizations, and my 1st on the Joint Funding Committee. My wide range of experience in student government allows me to truly understand the system, its workings, and its limitations. In addition, I'm the president of the Association for Computing Machinery and a board member of Awareness of Roots in Chinese Culture. I've been involved in Greek life through Zeta Beta Tau fraternity, and I was co-concert master of the All-University Orchestra in my freshman year. My active roles in these organizations have allowed me to experience what it's like to run an organization and what problems student leaders face. My campaign is focused on 7 main points: media screens, student organization awards, alumni outreach, student government collaboration, increased COSO efficiency, best practices guidance, and finally, your initiatives. For more detailed information on these points, you can ask about them in the question and answer or visit my website at votewill.org. They're very straightforward and feasible initiatives, and I plan to start working on them immediately after I get elected. I believe that student organizations provide such an amazing service to this campus, and I've personally grown a lot through participating in them. Overall, my comprehensive background throughout 3 years here at CMU has thoroughly prepared me to be the best VPO candidate. I look forward to your questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, candidates. We're going to go ahead and continue into the general questions. So the first question is, to get a sense of your intentions comparatively, could both of you please explain why it is you have chosen to run for VPO? And we'll start with Varun and then move on. We'll alternate with each question.
Well, I've been a part of student government for the past 2 years. I was on I got elected to student senate in freshman fall 2009, and I've since stuck with it, and I've been chair of the communications committee last semester. I'm currently serving as vice chair of that committee, and I've seen the inner workings of student government and the administrative decision-making process, etc. in my time there. In addition, I've also been involved in several organizations on campus, such as, well, for example, the International Student Union or Diwane Acapella. I was on Diwane Acapella for a while. And I've seen a lot of the problems that organizations have faced. And I'm really passionate about helping organizations continue to do what they do in the best environment.